Palm nut soup is enjoyed by many with fufu, bangkun, yam, plantain, plain rice, and a host of other dishes. But today I'm here to introduce to you a new way that you can enjoy your palm nut soup. And it is called Apapransa or Apreprensa. So today we are going to make this very not so popular but delicious Ghanaian delicacy. Do stay with me and let's do this. So I'll first start by preparing my palm nut soup. So I'm using the palm fruit to make my soup, okay? I have here some cooked palm fruit and turkey berries. I'm going to use my food processor to grind it and then we'll proceed. This is what we get after using the food processor. What we are going to do is add water and then extract some palm juice from it, which we are going to use to make our soup. I'll also roast what we call prekese, referred to as Aden fruits, which I'll be adding into my soup later. In my saucepan here, I have some cow leg and some tripe or intestines, some people call it. I'm going to go ahead and add in my smoked or roasted or grilled goat meat. Okay, I did this in my oven. One thing with palm nut soup is that whatever you can roast, I would advise that you do because it intensifies the flavors in there, okay? And I went in with my Aden fruit and my crabs. I'm going ahead to season, so at this point use any seasoning of your choice, okay? And then I'm adding some ginger, garlic, onions, lots of onions because the palm nut soup loves onions, okay? And then I'll go in with my fresh tomatoes and pepper. As you can see, it's on a toothpick because I don't want it to get lost. And then add my onions, cover, and then once it's heated up a bit, I'll go ahead and take out my vegetables, which would have softened by now, say about 10 minutes time, and then I'll blend them and set it aside, okay? If today is your first time here, hello, my name is Yasmi. Please consider subscribing and joining this amazing blooming family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my video. So at this point, I'll leave my proteins to continue cooking because we need them to be tender and allow the flavors to build, okay? And then as you can see, I'm adding back into the pot my blended tomatoes, onions, and pepper. This is one of my quick recipes, okay, but it's very delicious. Almost 30 minutes into cooking my meat or protein, the stock has thickened beautifully, okay? So we are going to go ahead and add our palm extract or palm juice, whatever you want to call it. Note, you strain this 2 times or 3 times depending on the palm fruit you are using, okay? Make sure there are some black particles beneath the bowl when you are done straining, as I'm showing you right now. Do not add that to the soup or else you're not going to like it, okay? So just make sure you are taking care of that, okay? So leave this to cook for about 30 minutes and your soup is actually ready, okay? As you can see, oil has settled on top beautifully and that's what we are looking for. And we are going to leave this on low heat to continue simmering. And give it tops total about an hour and your palm nut soup, I'm talking about this, my quantity, will be ready and delicious. But as you can see, I'm going in with some smoked mackerel, what we call salmon in Ghana. I made this at home. The recipe is on my channel. I'll leave that link in the description box. I also have a video about some tips to note when making palm nut soup. I'll leave that video link in the description box as well. There are just 6 tips. Do not skip on that video as well, okay? So now let's go ahead and make our Apapransa. So in my saucepan, I'm going in with some red beans. I soaked the beans overnight so they're a bit softer to cook now, okay? So I'm adding enough water and then I'll cover and give this about 20 minutes because it was just for me, okay? And then I'll allow it to cook. Once it's done, I'm going to go ahead and pour in my palm nut soup. Some of it, well, I scooped a bit of it, okay? I'll let the soup cook with the beans for about 10 extra minutes so the flavors get into the beans because I didn't salt the beans in the beginning, okay? So once we get that out of the way, let's talk about this powder. This is grounded roasted corn, basically. Is what we use for the Apapransa. So when you go to the market, ask that you want Apapransa powder. It looks just like the Tom Brown, but the taste is different. So you can look out for that, okay? Also, traditionally, Apapransa goes with crabs. So like I mentioned initially, this is a meal I'm going to be enjoying on my own. So I'm going to be adding just one crab from my soup into the pot. So I just wanted to heat the crab up, okay? And I wanted it to be hot, not anything extra, because the flavors have already built up in the soup already, okay? So once I give it a little shower, and then I'll cover for about 3 minutes to heat up a bit, I'll go into the pot again, take out the crab, and then we will introduce our Apapransa powder. So the thing is, you can cook the beans separately, and once you add the Apapransa, you add in the beans. But what I have noticed, or I think, is that the beans then doesn't mix up well with the Apapransa mixture or Apapransa, okay? So I prefer to do it this way. Once the beans are in it already, I'll add the powder, give it a stir. At this point, it's not like it's become lumpy. No, there is no chance, okay? Just mix it up on low heat so that the powder will cook, okay? On low heat, okay? And then you're good to go. This is just basically how it's done. And the red beans are optional, but I love my Apapransa with the red beans. And I was told, or I understand, that the red beans is a fancy thing. I stand to be corrected. Someone told me this in church last Sunday. So if she's lying, I'm lying, okay? So once that is mixed up properly and you can see no patches of the Apapransa powder, then you are good to go. If you've not tried this recipe before, please do, because I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Most of the time, it's at these buffets, these Ghanaian buffets and stuff like that. But people don't make it at home. I don't know, maybe people think it's too difficult to make, but as you can see, the process is so simple. I hope that once you crave it one of these days, you're making it yourself at home, because I craved it and I went ahead to make it. I hope you are inspired to try the recipe. If you do, certainly leave me a feedback. Also, share this video on your way out. And also, please give me a thumbs up on the video when you are done watching. Again, I'll plead that if you have not subscribed yet, please do so and turn on the notification bell so that every time I post a new video, you will be notified by YouTube. So my meal is served and looking very inviting. You're so invited. And until I see you again in another video, please don't forget to keep blooming.